Hi, this is Jason with Hermetheus and Coffee Crafters, and this video is for PC users of the Copilot who want to upgrade to the latest Artisan 4.02 as of the making of this video. The process is pretty straightforward, but for some users of Artisan with the Copilot, there might be a few new changes that I want to go over, especially if your buttons look like the ones in this video right here, where you have both a temperature and a time. That's going to be different. And so I just want to go over this start to finish, but I'll try to make it quick. The very first thing that I always recommend, go to Help, Save Settings, and save your current settings. This grabs a snapshot in case we ever need to roll back and go back to what you had before. The next thing you'll want to do is download Artisan itself. So go to artisan-scope.org/download, and you'll see the Windows installer. Just click that, and that will download the installer for Artisan software. Next, go to hermetheus.com/downloads, and among other things, including some YouTube videos that can be helpful, we have all of the Copilot settings, software, profiles, user guide, everything you want in one zip file by clicking here. That'll take you to a Google Drive. And on that Google Drive, if you just want a quick access to the new user guide for version 4, we've got it there. Otherwise, download this Copilot profiles.zip file. And you do that by clicking the download button here. Once your file is downloaded, you can find it in your downloads folder. It's this guy right here. I'm just going to open it with Windows Explorer. And inside the zip file, you'll see that we have a folder called Copilot Profiles. I'm just going to right-click this folder and copy it. And then you're going to go to your C drive, where you should already have a folder called Copilot Profiles. And we can click Control-V to paste that file right into your downloads folder. You're going to get this warning because we've got a few files that are the same. We can just replace any files that have the same file name. And now when we open Copilot Profiles, you might see a few new folders. You might not have seen these 7, 9, 11, and 13-minute folders before. You've definitely not seen this completed roasts folder. That's something new. And you'll also see some potentially new roast profiles. These are roast profiles that don't have a time associated with them. They're simply named things like 453, 460, 435, so on and so forth. So next, you would go through the Artisan installer by just double-clicking your setup file. It'll go through the standard Windows installation. It'll uninstall the old version, reinstall the new version, and then once you have version 4.02 fully installed, we just need to load the new settings. And to do that, you go to Help, Load Settings, and go to that Copilot Profiles folder that we were just in. There's a new ASET file, and it has Universal 4 in the name. This is truly a universal settings file for Windows, Mac, Linux, and every roaster, whether that's an Artisan 3E or a Valenta 18, everything uses the same settings now, which is wonderful. So you'll click that file. Your UI is going to change. We've got a cleaner UI now. We've gotten rid of things like rate of rise. We've added deviation %, but I have a separate video for that one. So that will cover all of that. And you'll see your new buttons that are down here. If you prefer to have your old buttons, things where it was like 408 in 10.5, you'll need to come into the Config Events menu. And in the Buttons section, this is where we have all of these buttons named. And you can simply roll those back to what they used to be. And, you know, we didn't delete all of your old roast profiles. So for instance, that 408 in 1030 is still right here. And so you just need to update this file name. Instead of opening the file 408.alog, you'd open the file name that actually said 408 in 1030, .alog. So I could just hit Control-C there and come in here. And instead of just 408, I could say 408 in 1030. And then I could also rename this button if I wanted, in 1030. And I click OK. And now this button is actually renamed. And when I click this button, it actually loads that 408 in 1030. So that's the easy way. If you really want to go back to those old profiles, you can do it. But the new ones are pretty great. And that's really it. The one new feature that I want to point out is the autosave feature. And if you look at autosave, we now have this enabled. And that means every time you finish a roast, it's going to automatically save it to your Copilot Profiles completed roasts folder. Now, if you want to change that to something else, your desktop or My Documents or something like that, you can just update that path here. But by the default, I've just set that to that completed roasts folder in your Copilot Profiles folder. And guys, that's it. PCs are quick and easy to update Artisan on. So have at it and enjoy the new 4.0.